Hi everyone, so Blizzard has just released this Inside the Game Diablo 4 Season 3 video, talking us through a lot more information than previously about the new Seneschal Companions, the Vault, and the Gauntlet coming up. So I already covered a bunch of the information that comes for the new Seneschal Companions. In case you haven't seen my other video, I have put together this entire sheet here with information and screenshots of the skills and all that. So go check that out or watch the other video as well. And here I want to talk about this new boss fight and the Vault a little bit. So if you don't know, the Vault is the new seasonal theme content. These are going to be dungeons designed by Sultan Cool himself with all these kinds of traps here. You can see there's flamethrowers and the ground traps, and there's like these ground effects here and some darts flying around. Basically everything you would expect and that we might know from like the PoE lab. It seems very similar. So I think that looks really cool. And the way that it works is that you go in there and you try to get hit as little as possible by those traps, and then at the end you get those rewards here. There are those like shining chests here that if you manage to carry this buff that you get at the start through the entire thing, then you get a reward, and that reward apparently also scales up the more of those stacks you have. Every time you get hit, you lose a stack. You can also get more stacks by paying these pearls of warding that you can acquire as you play the game, basically. And this allows you to get more out of those vaults, basically. So the concept sounds really cool, but they've also shown us the new boss fight here that is probably going to be quite important for both the quest lines and to boost your pet with those new tuning stones. In particular, I guess the uber unique stones. So if you haven't seen those, they've also previewed one of those. This is a unique tuning stone that you can get, the Evernight. And there's also a second one, the Genesis, and these are supposedly extremely powerful and extremely rare. And looking at this, well, they definitely seem to keep their promise here. So it says you get +4 to all skills when your pet uses a certain ability for 2 seconds. So you can definitely make that a permanent like buff to your character, it seems, and that is really powerful. So that will probably be quite a grind and probably pretty tough to get. We don't know what the other one does, the unique ones, but there are different rarities of those tuning stones. So you can see this here, there's rare, there's some legendary things, and there's also the unique ones. So I guess the rare ones are probably all quite easily acquired pretty early on, but similar to the vampiric powers, you have to do certain things to unlock some of those. So here it literally says acquired by defeating the Echo of Malphas. This is the new boss. And that new boss fight actually looks pretty interesting as well. So this is a stationary boss that you basically, it's like a big arena and you fight around him, and there's also a lot of these traps going on, a lot of these effects going on that we can see this here exactly in this clip. So you see here the Sorg is like dodging these saw blades that this guy is throwing. He's in the middle, and then there's like this AoE thing circling around the arena, and there's like the ground squares like popping up sometimes that you have to dodge, and then you have to dodge these saw blades again. So it's kind of interesting actually what is going on there, and they put all this stuff into this boss fight. Now it's unknown if there's going to be separate variation of this, for example, that sometimes there's different traps active, and it's a bit something else going on. That could make this fight definitely a lot more interesting, and hopefully it's not like an extreme pushover. But it seems like there are different difficulties, like levels of this. You can apparently craft these vault keys like a sigil, and this allows you to go to like a higher difficulty and actually keep it challenging and probably more rewarding as you go. And you see here actually in the back there is one other of those chests with the runic wards. So I guess similar to the actual vault run, here the boss fight you will actually have to dodge everything as you defeat them to actually be able to loot that chest at the end. And this is probably where I get those uber unique abilities for your pet. So this is at least my hypothesis right now. And I think that's actually a pretty interesting concept if it works anything like that, especially if there are different traps and stuff like that and different abilities that this guy does. They didn't really say that, but at least I would expect something like this. There seem to be a lot of different traps in the vault, and I could imagine that this room might look a little different every time or something. And there's like, maybe a random combination of these traps going on or so. So let's see. But either way, this is the new boss fight, Malphas. We might see more of this in the campfire perhaps, so there might be even more information and maybe a better preview of the vault. There was only like a few of those clips here, so I tried to show them a little bit what is going on. But personally, I'm actually very excited for the vault. So as long as this is going to be, not extremely easy on the highest difficulty, I think this is a win. And honestly, this could actually have potential to be like the first newly added permanent content in Diablo 4. I think this is definitely something that looks interesting enough. It seems like they have put quite a lot of effort into this, at least from the trailers here. And let's see how it actually plays when you actually get to put our hands on this. So this is what I have to share for now. Just wanted to get this out. I'm quite excited to try all of this out. Of course, I'm going to keep you guys updated, day 1, day 2 of the new season, and share all my findings when it's actually live and once I've blasted to level 100 and tried it all out. So for now, we have to wait for the campfire and see what I say there. Then there's going to be the patch notes on Friday, so I'm going to obviously cover those. And then it's going to be a guide making frenzy for the next 3 days after that. So I expect a lot of stuff to be updated on Maxwell very soon. And of course, my own videos. Hope you liked this one here, and see you guys next time.